Hello, my beautiful, sexy, sensual Scorpios. How are you? Welcome to your reading. This is going to be for March 2024. The time is fluid, and that just means that you'll come across this reading, or it'll come, in front of you in the right time, divine timing. Um, I feel like I'm forced to put a date on it, but really. So anyways, that's just what I feel. So anyways, this is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided to the readings now, and I thank you for paying attention to your intuition, as with your spirit guides. Um, you could have planets in a sign of Scorpio. You could certainly be in love with the Scorpio. I know I have a lot of Scorpio love in my life. Um, Many of you know my daughter, Jenny Love Tarot. She's got her own channel, and a lot of you already subscribe to her. But she's October 29th, and she's a true master number 11, life path number 11. Very, um, very intuitive, psychic. She would, and I feel like that's gonna open more and more. I don't know why I'm saying that. Maybe that is for some of you, like, I'm not talking about just her, I'm talking about like Scorpio. I feel like just has those abilities. Plus, I feel like Scorpio, I feel like you're comfortable above the water, but you're also comfortable below the water. And that tells me that you can truly relate to really anyone. I don't feel that you put yourself above anyone. Um, but I also feel like I feel like many of you know yourselves. Anyways, also shout out to my brother who is on November 6th. Two very, very, very kind souls. So let's go ahead and get into your reading, Scorpio. Um, we're going to start with our Mother Mary for our words of wisdom, of course. I chose, which is interesting, and I don't know if I chose it or if it was chosen for you, but instead of using the Gilded Tarot to clarify or to go deeper, I'm going to use the Tarot of Night. I really love this deck, but the images quite dark, so it's a little harder to come across on the screen. But something was pulling me to them, so this is what we're going to use to clarify or go deeper. And I am going to use the Cozy Witch for you for March. I also used it in February, and I don't know, it's just reading like a gem. So why change it? All right, let's go ahead and begin though. Let's start with Mother Mary. By the way, everything's pre-shuffled, but I like to give it a shuffle or two with you here also. So one more shuffle. Let's give them a cut. And let's see what Mother Mary wants to tell you. All right, well, that did not take long. By the way, I read these from the book at the end of the reading. If you're new here, the reason why I do that is because the words are just so profound at the end of the reading. They just it's like the cherry on top. It is like that solution. For those who don't stick around to the end of the reading, I would say, if you don't have the patience for it, because they are longer readings, skip to the last part. But I say that, then I think, well, then you miss the journey. Like the journey of how to get to there. So anyway, we have patience. Patience. I trust in divine timing. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about when a reading reaches you. It's in divine timing. You could certainly be waiting for something or wishing for something, and it to me it feels like it must be a yes, but in the right time. And then you have be strong. Be strong, Scorpio. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. There's no way around it. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. And maybe that moves the bar to patience. You know what I mean? Brings us more back into the present moment. And again, I feel like you're wishing for something here. And I feel like what divine is saying is there's some type of action that's important for you to take, right? Pulling yourself up, doing what needs to be done. Don't procrastinate. Um, because I feel like what's ever coming your way, it's going to take your action. But that's a good thing. Don't like it. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You would want to do it. Okay. So we'll put these over here and then I'm going to bring the lid down and let's get into the main spread. Again, we're using the Cozy Witch. I think it was yesterday I went live, and it's funny in my lives I find myself using the Cozy Witch and the Psychic Tarot more than anything. Um, and I will probably be going live. I was going to go live tonight, but I'll probably go live tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, probably around 6, and I'm in Eastern Standard Time, Northern Hemisphere, because we people around the world. All right. So we start with the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Replace your self doubt with self confidence. Replace your self doubt with self confidence. And by the way, in this type of reading, in any reading really that I do, I feel like you're all people unless, unless I feel it otherwise. Though I do want you to use your own intuition. Could certainly be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I definitely feel like it's talking to you. All right. We have the Hermit. Well, there's your patience. The Hermit. There are some things that must be done on your own. Be strong. I pull myself up and I do what needs to be done. Patience. I trust in divine timing. The Hermit. First of all, it's a card of Virgo. Um, but it is about, I feel like going deep, asking those deep questions. Many times, in the Hermit's energy, we didn't ask to be in it. It can, like the dark night of the soul or a very dark experience can pull us there. But really, in that energy, we're seeking the light, we're seeking wisdom. And spirit is there to help in that energy. I also feel like in the hermit's energy, sometimes we're looking for, like, let's just say someone else to come in and save the day. And I feel like what the hermit realizes through this reflection, because it is reflection, remember it's a 9, in final reflection. Now, it doesn't mean I only go into the hermit's energy one time, but maybe something brought me to my knees that pulled me in that energy. But I feel like moving forward, once I've received the answers that I'm seeking, or once I realize that I am my own savior, and as long as I do what needs to be done, I feel like you're going to be more than okay. I definitely feel like, you want to trust yourself, trust your abilities. And she's holding this pendulum, and I'm telling you, some of you, very spiritual, very in tuned with spirit, maybe more and more. Maybe that's part of having confidence. When I think of the Queen of Wands, I do think of the Queen of Action. And it's exactly what Mother Mary's asking you to do, take some action after this reflection. But I feel like okay, you've done that, you've been there. This is like it's like she's got all these books around her, right? And it's kind of telling us that yes, we can gain so much wisdom from books, experiences and what have you, but this is about, I feel like it's something that's not written in a book. This is something you've got to figure out, like on your own through your spirituality. It's like she's asking, when I think of the pendulum, I'm asking a yes or no. Should I or shouldn't I? We have the Page of Pentacles. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. We have the Queen of Cups. Oh, got a couple cards here. We have the World, the next chapter. So, this patience that Mother Mary asked you to have, to wait for divine timing, well, feels like it's here. And then we have the High Priestess. So maybe that's exactly what it is. We feel it, right? We feel that it's time for this next chapter. I feel like there's really a need to trust in yourself, like trust in your abilities. And listen, with the Page of Pentacles here, if this is about something you're doing, and let's say it's spiritual type, it's got a spiritual element to it, then that's why I feel like the experiences throughout your lifetime are your greatest teachers. You know what I mean? Like everything you've been through. And what can I learn from it? Queen of Cups, she's looking out in the future. Honoring your emotions is one of the highest forms of self-care. She's outside, she's by the water. To me, water for you is very grounding. And just feel like this is my favorite spot, my back porch, and just looking out at the world. Interesting. Mirrored by the Queen of Wands over here. And also feel like if this is something, because the world talks about the next chapter, right? But you're ready for this next chapter. And I feel like that's what the Hermit's saying. Final reflection on what was, replace your self doubt with self confidence. And then I feel like dream and dream big, but then be willing to put the action in behind it. And I feel like you're just, it feels like it's all just kind of falling in place, but again, I just want to make sure you understand it does take your action. I also feel like if this is talking about, like, let's say a business I started, um, sometimes it takes like doing something over and over to really learn it. Like, sometimes I cannot learn it from a book. I have to learn it through the experience of doing it. Whatever that may mean for the majority of you. But I do love the High Priestess under the Hermit. So it tells me not only are you absorbing this information, but that you're connecting spiritually. Let's keep going. All right. We have the Queen of Pentacles under the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. We have Hello, Knight of Pentacles. You know, what I love about the Knight of Pentacles is it talks about this knight, which is a slow moving knight, but it moves slow on purpose. Can we get this knight to move a little quicker? Yes. And because I feel like the knight is normally waiting on us, right? It's the right time. Like I'm bringing you in this pentacle, and it's coming in the right time. And I feel like it's when it almost feels like when you make up your mind to do something, and you begin to put the effort behind it. I feel like the universe, um what do I want to say? Like, I feel like the universe responds very quickly. And then we have, well, hello, Knight of Wands. So two knights, first of all. What's the Knight of Pentacles says, slowly but surely, you're going places. Knight of Wands says, sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. So this could talk about, like, again, the Knight of Pentacles bringing in a pentacle that truly is going to expand your world. And it's interesting because you have the Queen of Pentacles right behind that. And she's about to open a door. And you have the Page of Pentacles right above that. It's almost like her younger energy. And now she's about to open up the next door, the next chapter. We have it right here. And how much do I love that the world is mirroring these page or these knights, but especially the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, remember, is meant to bring you in a pentacle. And then I don't feel like it's a one-time thing. I feel like when I'm going with the flow, Divine's going with the flow. So there's pentacle after pentacle. But so I guess once I maybe replace my self-doubt with self-confidence, once I take the wisdom I already have, and then also being open to like continuing to learn, especially if this is spiritually based, I feel like we're always learning, like keeping ourselves open to continue to learn. So this ace is meant to really expand your world. And then the Knight of Wands on top of that. Well, that's a very passionate type energy. It's also very fast moving energy. Some of you, I feel like you are this Queen of Pentacles also. And some of you may have Earth in your chart. But it's interesting because I've seen her a few times through the March readings, and I feel like she's just about ready to open this door. And it feels new and exciting. And it's almost like her name is on the door. What's it say? The witch is in. I feel like some of you are in a very guided, um, destined path. But that doesn't mean it's easy because really our souls want to learn. And sometimes our souls learn through the difficulties. Why? Because you get to prove to yourself how strong you really are. You get to prove to yourself that I don't need you to come save me. I can save myself. And it is through, of course, your work. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking just work here, I mean in your life. But I feel like because of your actions, I feel like you're just going to be very surprised how fast something moves. And again, it feels very good. All right, let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have, hello, Judgment. So Mother Mary said patience, right? Knight of Pentacles, patience, right? But now Judgment. This is about the present moment. What's it say? All the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So you don't have to question that. Am I on the right path? I feel like, are you living a life that brings you happiness? That's what you want to ask yourself. And if you're not, what is it that is stopping that happiness and what can I do about it? Now, Judgment says, I need your attention here in the present moment because there is about to be a rebirth. Well, the world would also signify that, right? That next chapter. And then when I see nines, I think of that also, the final reflection. Why the final reflection? Because you've gained the wisdom and now you're ready, right? It's like it's all been put within your intuition. And when you need it, it'll be there. Feels kind of magical. So, present moment. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in the Tarot of Night. Give it a couple shuffles. Now, if we were going to look at people, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Virgo again. We have you, another Scorpio potentially, or Cancer, Pisces. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn again. A lot of earth, a lot of earth and fire. And maybe that's exactly why you're sitting on your back porch, because there is a lot of fire. So, I feel like in a way you're reflecting, but yet in another way, what's her shirt say? Sea witch, sea witch. It's funny, she's got her wrap on like I have mine on. All right. I'm curious how these are going to do for clarifiers. We have justice, card Libra, but it is about balance. It's really what's fair and just in the world. I feel like you feel like it's important to you. Like if you see injustice happening, I feel like you would run right in. It's like, if you see a car burning and there's someone in there, I feel like you would run to the fire where most people would run away. I don't even know why I'm picking that up, but I feel that. So, justice is really about making you whole again, after the fact. You may have had to cut certain ties. Certain ties could have held you back, slowed the progress that you could have. Whatever it may be, you may have had some karmic dealings, and everything that looks here would tell me that you have completed that mission, and now it's time for the next mission, if you so accept. We have the Two of Wands over the Hermit. Okay, we're moving out of that deep reflection, and now we're putting it into action. Hmm. I'm not sure what the image has to do with that, but so it looks like I cut ties. Maybe I cut ties to someone who just kept telling me that I wasn't good enough or I wouldn't succeed. But listen, I feel like the lesson was to learn that just because someone else tells me that doesn't make it so, because I feel like deep down, you know what you're good at. And, unfortunately, sometimes, when maybe we're in a lower energy, it's too easy to take on other people's opinions. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is about you. This is about you. So those who don't believe in you can step aside and just watch. Those who believe in you, come along for the ride. We have the Nine of Wands over the Page of Pentacles. It makes me feel like this is talking about your life, like your whole life. If you remember that we're spiritual beings having human experiences, it makes it a little easier. You know what I mean? In the Nine of Wands, it makes me feel like, everything you've been through has taught you something. Because the Nine of Wands really wants you to celebrate your growth. It does talk about a lot of responsibilities. Some of you could be a single mom. Some of you could be like, you may have went to school for something. And, maybe the books could only teach me so much. And now it's my action that's going to continue on. But Nine of Wands to me is about becoming the spirit warrior. Like, it's almost like saying, "Yeah, listen, I've been through hell, so I know I can get through anything now." Okay, let's keep going. We have the Eight of Pentacles Great energy, guys. If you're doing anything or speaking about your money and it's coming right over you, you know, the Eight of Pentacles, I often feel in that energy that it is about learning as I go. Eights can just talk about new, could be a new business. It could also be new avenues that you're adding into that business. You know, it's like your creativity is coming alive. If I'm questioning, can I be successful? The Eight of Pentacles would say, if you're willing to focus on it, then the answer is yes. I feel like you're on a spiritual journey, like you're on a spiritual trip. And I feel like you're figuring that out. Like, man, I have been on a spiritual trip. And I really feel like you're going to come to the point sooner or later, hopefully sooner, where you recognize like how really strong you are. All right, what else do we have? Page of Pentacles again, over the world, 2 pages. Mm. All right, let me grab a drink real quick. Relight my incense. There's that ace. There is that ace that the knight promised us. That tells me that the right timing is coming up. And why? Because the knight won't come in until it is the right time. I won't come before, and I don't come after. I come in perfect timing. So, anyways, let's see what else we have. Hello, sun. Illumination. It's a ruler of Leo. It's coming over your intuition, though. Like, I feel like your spirituality is just coming alive. I feel like you're finding more clarity in life than maybe you've ever found. You know, it feels like things are changing. Like I've been in the dark night of the soul forever, and now it feels like a lot of things are starting to change. Now, I'm not, again, it has to come through your actions, but I feel like your spirit guides are like illuminating the way for you, especially coming over the hermit. So, whatever questions you're asking, you're receiving the answers. You just need to know that. You know, you need to, and also because I feel like you're receiving a lot of signs. And if you don't understand a sign, ask your guides to send it again. Like, I don't quite get it. Was that for me? I'll resend it. It's just like your intuition is on fire. And I feel like, especially with the Two of Wands right above that, and the Hermit, and the High Priestess, wow. Okay, what else do we have? There's your Major Arcana, Death card. I don't really love that image. Um, Coming right over the Queen of Pentacles. So again, the Queen of Pentacles looks like she's about to open up this next door. This next door, what lies behind that door? The Knight of Pentacles. I mean, hello. Not only the Knight of Pentacles, he says, I'm bringing a pentacle into your life in the right time. And maybe it is talking about a certain door that needed to close. Maybe part of that door is, whatever would cause you to have self doubt. You start trusting in yourself more and more and more. And I feel like your spirit guides are just illuminating. It'd be hard to ignore the signs because I feel like they are bright and I feel like they're plentiful. All right, we have the Three of Swords, but then look at this. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like, first of all, there's no way that the Knight of Pentacles would be bringing you the Three of Swords. Oh, look how dark my screen got. Um, I feel like this is what we're overcoming. Now, I have to say, I feel this Three of Swords, sure, it could be love. Someone could have broke my heart. But honestly, I feel like in a way, life has broken my heart. Now, could be people involved with that. That tells me that chances are you have been through a difficult time. Let's look under judgment real quick. Six of Cups, Two of Swords. Maybe someone was playing with your heart, so to speak. But listen, it feels like those days are over because the Knight is saying it's now the right time to deliver this ace to you. This Ace of Pentacles, exactly what it says it's bringing in. And then the Knight of Wands. So it tells me that this ace has a lot of passion attached to it. That I can take this ace and it can be very fast moving, and then Eight of Pentacles right above that. If this is talking about your work, I feel like as long as I'm willing to put the work in, I feel like divine timing. It's saying now things. It's the timing is now. Timing is now. So I feel like if I can bring myself to the present moment and have a clear mind, then I'm going to be guided because again, your intuition's on fire here. And this night makes you a promise that I'm going to bring in this pentacle, and this pentacle, if you nurture it, I'm telling you it's going to bring you success. Whatever that may look like, whatever success may be to you, but money is a part of it. All right, I want to go right below, there's my screen. We have the Seven of Wands. See if I can get my screen. I don't know if it's because these cards are so dark. Let's put a light card up. Hmm, I don't know. All right, with the Seven of Wands, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, first of all, I feel like if there's people around you who are drama filled, don't allow yourself to get pulled into that energy. That's a lower temptational type energy. And it is easy to get pulled into it. But I feel like you've come so far that you've got to find a way not to get pulled into it. Other people's drama, let them deal with it. And I'm saying that because you have the Seven of Wands behind it. And in the Five of Wands, I do feel like there's a lot of ego based type energy. And if I'm looking for someone to apologize or to admit they're wrong or what have you, I don't think I'm going to find it. But listen, maybe it's not really that important. Maybe I think it's important, but it's not, right? Because again, it just feels like it would be energy or people that maybe don't deserve my time anyway. And I feel like you would know immediately who I'm talking about, especially because the sun and your intuition is right there. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like some of you have been dealing with money issues. And look at this, we have the Three of Wands. This is the way I choose to look at life through an optimistic lens. Even with everything that's happened in my life, I'm still choosing to stay optimistic. And it's coming right over the Knight of Pentacles, who I often feel is a guardian angel delivering this pentacle to you. You know, this pentacle to me, the Ace of Pentacles, is just not any old pentacle. It really can expand your world. You know, the way I like to describe it is anytime I see an ace, I think about like your garden, right? And I plant this seed and it's going to take my love and my nurturing, and my caring to really allow this seed to blossom, and blossom it will. And I don't feel like again it's a one-time thing. I feel like once I'm confident, doesn't mean that I'm 100% confident. It means I have enough confidence to move ahead, because that's what you're doing. First, you were in this reflection. You've learned a lot from it, and now you're ready to put it into action. You just really need to trust yourself. You know, I feel like your guides trust you, or they wouldn't bring in this ace. Not only do they trust you, but look what happens. Your perception completely changes. You know, I really am looking at the world at all that can be. But this is also about living in the present moment, and enjoying the journey. It's not about like, saying like, I need to know what the final destination will be. Well, I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is telling you, if this is related to what you do in the world, that all depends on your focus. If you put your focus there, then I feel like you have I just feel like there's no doubt that you will succeed. We have, look at this, the Knight of Pentacles again. And I knew it. I knew it was not just a one-time thing. And then we have the Seven of Cups. So now it feels like, okay, so this Knight of Pentacles is saying, look how far you have come. Look at, what you have overcome. And look how strong you are now. You're truly a spirit warrior. Whether you feel it 100% yet, you will. The more you believe in yourself and trust in yourself. And listen, again, it's the energy also of maybe I don't know everything, and that may scare me a little bit, but I know you're going to learn it as you go. It's showing it, right? And then the death card with the queen just about ready to open up that door. Death card does talk about the closing of one door so another door can open. It's also a rebirth, as so is judgment. And what lies behind that door? The Knight of Pentacles, your guardian angel's energy. And then actually delivers the ace. Now, I kind of have a feeling this reading is not over, because I feel like, first of all, I feel like, yes, it is talking, these two Knights of Pentacles, I feel like, yes, it is talking about like multiple, like this isn't just about one ace to expand your world. Whenever you need me, as long as you're in this energy, you will find me. All right, I just want to go right across the middle. We have the Hierophant, part of Taurus, your opposite. You guys hear me say all the time, there's something about Taurus and Scorpio that I love together. And they are right next to each other. It's about your belief system. What do you believe to be truth? It does want you to question it because it is a five, but the sun's right under it. There's a lot of light. There's a lot of light in the reading, even though interesting that I chose like the darkest cards. And I don't mean like the images are all dark. I just mean like as coloring, they're dark. But they are beautiful. All right, let's follow the Hierophant a little bit. Seven of Swords. Ace of Cups. Interesting. I'm saying interesting because when the second Knight of Pentacles came out, for a second I felt like, oh, it's another person. It's another person also receiving the Knight of Pentacles. Now, what I said about the Knight of Pentacles, like doubled, I do feel that for you. I feel like it's not a one time thing. But then now I'm also feeling, well, no, when it came out, I also felt that potentially it's also another person. And what I mean by that is someone else is also receiving spiritual guidance. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Now, I don't love that the Seven of Swords is behind it, untrustworthy energy, but maybe that's what it's saying. Like, there's no way we want to take that type of energy. I feel like the Three of Swords that came out with the Knight of Pentacles is talking about the Seven of Swords. So, where you got your heart broken was with someone who carried untrustworthy energy. Now, does that mean that they're moving forward with you? Well, if they are, they would have had to have a change of energy. Because I don't feel like you're taking anyone along for the ride who doesn't deserve to be there. But the Ace of Cups is here. So we're going to follow it a little bit further. And maybe that's what Justice is talking about. Whoever carried this Seven of Swords energy, maybe that's what needs to be cut out. Let's just cut them right out. Maybe, and maybe I can't like just cut them out of my life. Well, I can stop allowing them to have an influence over my life then. All right. I just want to follow that ace. She looks like she's in Victorian times to me. So I could talk about like past lives also. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like first of all, with the Seven of Swords behind the Ace of Cups, which is untrustworthy energy, I felt like that is tied back to justice, what I'm letting go of, what I'm cutting ties to. And if I can't physically cut those ties, then energetically I'm cutting those ties. I'm taking people's hooks out of me that don't belong there. I can see them now with the sun. And then we move into the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like as it relates to love, it's a much more grounded type energy. But let's follow it just a little bit more. Scorpio, I could just go on and on and on and read for you guys. Well, hello, Empress. And then the Six of Wands, the energy of being victorious. Why? Through all my experiences and my whole journey, it's brought me to the state of the Empress. So the Empress has learned that I'm not going to shut my heart down due to other people and what they've done to me. That's them. And it tells me how you have evolved. Some of you, I do feel like, because I felt it here, like where some of you may be like a single mom. My daughter's a single mom. And it's funny because a lot of you say, I feel like you're reading for your daughter. And of course, I'm going to include her in here, but I feel like you're all, I feel like those who are guided, because I'm not just reading for my daughter, but I am reading completely out of love, if that makes sense. So, anyways, the Empress, look at her. I kind of love this image, but to me, it's like she's a little, I don't know, off. Like, man, I have been through it. It's like taking a break, catching my breath. But then, the Empress she's so powerful and strong. That's why I feel like the Nine of Wands is showing, because you truly are a spirit warrior now. And you really got to believe that about yourself, like you're so much stronger than you think you are. And I feel like many of you are understanding that now. But I also feel like, you do need to trust in divine, and you need to know the divine is working within your life. It's showing it. And then I feel also that, and it's interesting because how many readings do we do where in the beginning of your reading or the majority of your reading will speak about what you're doing in the world, your career, your money? Why is that? Well, because it's important. Because it's important. Because you're helping. And I feel like to you, that's where your riches lie. Like when I can help another. And I don't mean those in the Seven of Swords, because I feel like I gotta know who to help and who not to help. I gotta know who to give my energy to and who not to give my energy to. I gotta know who to invite into my garden and who's gonna steal from my garden. And once I know all that, it's very hard then to try to pull the wool over my eyes. See you, feel you, and I'll cut you out. But you, actually, this is how it came, are landing in the energy of victory. Not just that, but you know what I love about the Six of Wands is you're doing something that other people are really taking notice of. Other people look up to you because of that. There's a lot of responsibility with that, but I feel like you're just a natural. Wherever you put your energy, if you feel it, it just feels like naturally you're meant to expand it, or naturally it's going to expand. You know, put my focus on my pinnacles and I'm going to have success. Love, I feel like I don't even need to worry about that. It's all about divine timing. But I also feel like, yes, I've dealt with some people who were untrustworthy, broke my heart. That's what your guardian angel was saying. We see that, but there was probably something to learn from that also. And I feel like for the main thing is like not allowing them to take space up in your head anymore or your heart. I do feel like this is talking about new love. And I also feel like it is the right timing. And I get just through a lot of readings, especially those that I really feel are intuitive. Like, I feel like there's purpose to your life more than just love. Though love is part of it, but what you do in the world also feels important. Some of you are going to be like, "Well, I don't think what I do in the world's that important." Hmm. We don't always know who we're helping. Sometimes it's just a simple hello. You know, sometimes it's a simple smile to someone who you don't know that is having the worst day ever, and your smile lightens their heart. That's what us soulmates do for each other. Soulmates aren't always for our whole life. Sometimes they're just for the moment. And it can be like, you come across someone again. Remember where I felt that you feel comfortable above the water and below the water. You can really help. I feel like everyone, from like the president of the United States to someone who's homeless on the street, you can help and you can understand them. There's this true empathy within you. I don't know. I'm just picking up like the beauty of you. So I feel like as love is related, it's here. It's coming with the Empress. It's coming with grounded energy. And I feel like, it's interesting because in the Seven of Swords over here, I felt like someone just put you down, put you down, put you down. But over here, when the Ace shows the Ace of Cups, which is love, now can also, I feel like it's also relating to a love of what you do. But I also feel like this is speaking of love. Um, I feel like this person will see what you do, even if I don't tell you this, and I admire it. Like, I admire what you do, how you help. I admire your soul. This person was envious. This person is love. But you first. You first, Scorpio. You got to put yourself first. Replace any self doubt with self confidence. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You might be saying, well, it's not that easy just to become confident. Well, you know how you can become confident? By moving into, like, again, I feel like this energy of, maybe I feel like I don't know everything I need to know, but I feel like you will learn it as you go. And I feel like it's exactly how it's meant to be. Again, judgment. All the signs say that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I don't know. I feel like it's quite a beautiful reading, with very little lessons. Like, I feel like, why? Because probably the majority of you have been through this and really understand what I'm saying. Like you've come out the other side, or you know that you're going to come out the other side. All right, let's read. Well, I'm not going to read patience because I feel like because judgment is here, the time for patience is now come to an end. And now I feel like we're moving, especially because we have a lot of wands, now we're moving into action. But it's passionate, it's desirable. All right. So let's read Be Strong. Be strong. This card counsels you to take swift and firm action towards resolving your present situation. Mother Mary avows that you are stronger than you think you are. You can also call upon the wellspring of God's strength to lift you up. Do not wallow in any feelings of victimhood. Use your God given strength now. Excuse me. This message may also be asking you to engage in physical activity to develop your strong, healthy body. If you've been thinking about working out with weights, then this card is additional validation that it's time to exercise. Maybe that's why maybe that's why some are not feeling so great about themselves. Maybe I do need to get exercise in. I feel like that's talking to me too. When I do readings, I often feel like I'm getting messages also. So pick yourself up, do what needs to be done. The time of waiting seems to be coming to an end. It's about a rebirth now. It's about success, and then eventually it's also about love. And how soon does this love begin? Well, I feel like maybe as soon as I realize that these person or people who, have no problem putting me down and cannot lift me up. And I stop looking for that. Like, I'm not even looking to you anymore. Like, her head is turned away from all that. Maybe that's how soon it can be. Oh, where did this come from? The magician. I don't even know where it came from. The manifester. What do you want to manifest in your life? The magician tells you you have all the tools that you need to be successful on your next journey. They all lie within. She's like, I got it. I got it. I get it. And I'm ready. She's like ready to start spreading her magic, just as you should. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. I always find your readings to be deep but beautiful. I just do. And I feel like it always covers your money, but at the end, it always brings in your love. And maybe that's just exactly how it was meant to be. So I'm going to leave it there. I thank you guys. I love you so much. Um, I thank you for everything you do for this channel. Truly. I thank you for your beautiful comments and especially helping others in the comment section. I love hearing how the readings apply to you and where you're at in the reading. If how it resonated with you. Of course, you don't have to do that. It just helps to give me like many times I'll read your comments. I'll be like, uh-huh, yep, I could feel her energy all through here. So thank you for your comments and thank you for helping others. Thank you for your donations. It's what keeps me on YouTube, truly. Thank you for becoming a subscriber. If you're new, welcome. So happy you're here. And of course, thank you to those who've been with me, and continue to be with me. Thank you. I love you. I truly love you guys. I will see you next time at our table, or hopefully catch you next time in a live. Again, in a live, you can ask whatever questions you want. Um, you do have to have patience though, because I get a lot of people, but um, I'm usually on for like 4 hours. One time, I'm going to do a marathon. I don't know when, but I want to do a marathon where I just go on in the morning and I stay on all day, all night, maybe take short little breaks. I don't know if you can pause a live, but yeah, I just feel like, I feel like I am going to do that. I am going to do that. So I hope you can catch that. Anyways, guys, I love you. I thank you. And my prayer is that this beauty, these aces, and this success reaches you. But I want you also to know that it's you. It's you that's creating success. Spirit's just helping, right? But it's because of your actions. So be proud of yourself. I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.